All right, welcome back everyone to the deep dive. Got a really interesting one for you all today.
Yeah, this should be good.
So one of you sent in this episode from Ave.ai, March 2025, and it really piqued our interest.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what they're doing.
Yeah, it's all about this synergy that's starting to bubble up between Pump.fun and Ave.ai on the Solana blockchain. And that's what we're going to try and unpack a bit today. What does it mean for navigating DeFi, particularly token trading?
Yeah, and I think you hit on something super important there, especially on a chain as fast-moving as Solana, right? Like, how do you find these new tokens and get in on the action, but like do it smartly with, good information?
Right, exactly.
That's what this article is really getting at, like how these two platforms are tackling some of those like common roadblocks, the clunky stuff you run into with new tokens.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get into it, right? I think a lot of people in the Solana space, they know Pump.fun, right? Pretty straightforward platform. Launch new tokens, bonding curve, price goes up as more people buy in. But now they've got their own decentralized exchange, PumpSwap. Why is that such a big deal?
Oh, this is where things get interesting. Um,
Oh.
See, PumpSwap, it tackles this pain point, right, in the life of a new token. Usually once the initial phase on Pump.fun is over, moving it to a secondary market, that could be a real pain. Sometimes they even have like a 6 SOL fee.
Yeah.
So PumpSwap, it just streamlines everything, keeps it all within their own ecosystem. You know what a DX is, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Decentralized exchange. It's like a marketplace, direct peer-to-peer trading. Cuts out the middleman.
Exactly, yeah. So instead of launching on Pump.fun and then the creators, early holders, they have to scramble, get it listed somewhere else, pay fees. PumpSwap just makes it so much easier.
Way easier.
What are the real benefits, though, for the everyday user?
Well, the article really focuses on two things. First, instant fee-free migrations. Now, 6 SOL, it might not sound like a ton to some people, but for like smaller projects, individual creators, that could be a lot of their starting capital.
Right.
So by getting rid of that fee, it just opens the door, right? For more projects to pop up on Pump.fun, smoother, cheaper, good for creators, good for the community.
Totally. Less friction, lower costs. Always a good thing. What else?
Enhanced liquidity. One of the biggest hurdles with these new tokens is, well, fragmented liquidity. Buyers and sellers, they can't find each other easily. But by having this direct integration, PumpSwap aims to keep that momentum going
Right
after the launch phase on Pump.fun. So instead of that excitement fading, people scrambling to find where to trade, PumpSwap, it's right there. Now, it's important to remember, this integration, it's a good start, but sustained liquidity, well, that still depends on the market, right? How much interest there is, how strong the project is. It's not a magic bullet for all liquidity problems.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it has to be a good project. Okay, so it's not like, oh, we're on PumpSwap, so we're going to the moon. There has to be that real interest. Now, what about this revenue sharing model they're talking about for creators?
Oh, that's fascinating. It's still in the works, but the idea is the creators, the community, they could actually benefit from the revenue PumpSwap generates.
Oh, wow.
Now, that could be a huge incentive. Encourages more creators to not just launch, but to really, build a community around their tokens.
It makes them vested, right?
Absolutely, because they're tied into the platform's success.
That's really interesting. So Pump.fun's evolving, right? PumpSwap's streamlining launches, improving the trading. So let's bring Ave.ai back in. Now, not everyone might know them, but Ave.ai is a major player in on-chain crypto trading. What do they actually do?
So Avo.ai, they're like this toolbox for crypto traders. Across various blockchains, they offer data analytics, charting tools, all these features to help you make smarter trading decisions. But what's really important here is they fully integrate PumpSwap transactions across their entire platform.
Okay, so not just like a small integration. This is like a full-on commitment. How does that work for someone who's actually using Ave.ai?
Well, the article mentions a few key things. Comprehensive platform support.
Okay.
So whether you're on the Av app on your phone, their Av Sniperbot, which is for automated trading, or their PC interface, you can access PumpSwap markets seamlessly. Doesn't matter what device you're on.
That's convenient, right? You don't want to be switching between like 10 different interfaces just to track everything. Now, data, what kind of real-time information and insights is Ave.ai actually giving for these new PumpSwap tokens?
This is where Ave.ai's expertise really shines. Real-time market data, specifically for PumpSwap markets. This includes K-line chart data synced in real time.
Oh, wow.
So if you're into technical analysis, this is gold. You need to see those price movements as they happen.
Yeah, I mean, especially in crypto, things move so fast. Delayed data, that could mean, missed opportunities or worse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So real-time charts straight from PumpSwap within Ave.ai, that is a huge advantage. And then they're also talking about advanced data insights as well. What does that include?
All right, so this is where they bring out the big guns, right? For PumpSwap market analysis, they have smart money tracking. So you can actually see what more experienced traders are doing. The ones who are consistently making good calls. Of course, past performance isn't a guarantee or anything, but it can give you an idea of what's going on. Then there's whale monitoring.
Okay.
This shows you when those big holders, the whales, they're making moves. And of course, liquidity tracking, you can see how deep and stable the market is.
I mean, that is a ton of information.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to analyze those moves, see what the whales are doing, that could be super valuable, especially with these new launches, right?
Yeah, especially with the volatility you see in these markets. And understanding liquidity is key. You want to execute your trades efficiently, minimize slippage, the difference between what you think you're going to pay and what you actually end up paying.
Right, right. So they're giving you the tools to be more strategic with your trading.
Exactly.
So let's step back for a second. Big picture now. What are the implications of this PumpSwap Ave.ai team up for Web3, crypto in general, especially for folks like us trying to navigate this whole space, which is changing so fast?
So big picture, this is a step forward for DeFi,
Yeah.
especially on Solana. They're making things easier, more transparent, smoother token migration, readily available data. It lowers the barriers to entry.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, sometimes it's just so complex and confusing, right? For people who are new to this, it feels overwhelming. This seems like it's addressing that head on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The article even suggests that this could lead to better projects overall, because it's easier to launch, easier to track, there's more transparency, so hopefully the market will become more discerning, more mature.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's easier to get started. People have better tools to evaluate. You're going to see more high-quality projects succeed. So it sounds like we're moving towards like a more user-friendly and efficient trading environment on Solana overall.
Absolutely. Making the whole process less, I don't know, mysterious, more manageable for everybody, creators, traders, and everyone.
All right, so just to sum up our deep dive today, PumpSwap, it's Pump.fun's new decentralized exchange, makes the transition of new tokens smoother, improves that initial liquidity, especially by getting rid of that migration fee.
Huge.
And Ave.ai is fully on board, giving users all this data, real-time charts, advanced analytics, smart money tracking, whale watching, all tailored for these newly listed tokens.
That's a great summary. And for our listeners, what this means is trading these new tokens on Solana, it's about to get a whole lot easier, a whole lot smoother. Lower costs, better liquidity, more data to make better decisions.
Exactly. And that actually leads into a question for you all out there. So as these platforms like Pump.fun and Ave.ai continue to integrate and the whole landscape shifts, how do you think this will change your approach? How will you discover and trade these new tokens in the future? And what other information beyond what's already out there would you find valuable? That's something to really think about as you explore Solana and all the cool stuff happening there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Catch you next time.